Hi guys, welcome to my 10-week pregnancy update video. I know I haven't really filmed in a couple of weeks, but things have just been hectic and I'm going to explain what's been going on. So if you saw my last video, you'll know that I had COVID. Oh my god, it was terrible. And with that I was having severe vomiting and I wasn't even sure whether it was the COVID or the morning sickness, but I was debilitated, and even after the coughing and cold symptoms were gone I was just vomiting. And so I got into a really negative headspace where I thought, this is it, I've got hyperemesis gravidarum again. That's a very severe sickness that you get in pregnancy. I had it with my daughter. So I was thinking, oh my god, I'm getting it again, and thankfully I seem to be okay now, although I am still suffering from nausea, but nothing out of the usual. But in terms of COVID, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I was sick with COVID for around 10 days, which is I think about average. I'm still having some long COVID symptoms. I don't know whether I can say long COVID yet or not though. The most horrible symptom I've experienced from the beginning of COVID through till now is this horrible burning sensation and smell in my nose. Other than this burning smell, I have close to no other smell, unless I literally open a bottle of perfume and smell it. I can't really smell anything, but every time I inhale through my nose it's this continual burning sensation up here and it smells like burning rubber. I've read a little bit about it and heard that it can be common, so I'm not too concerned, but it's very unpleasant and I'm hoping it will go away soon, because when I'm anxious I like to take deep breaths through my nose, but it's just so unpleasant I can't. And another thing is I have like a long-term sort of cough when I breathe in cold air in the mornings, and I still have only about 10 to 15% of my taste back, which is very frustrating. In terms of pregnancy symptoms at 10 weeks, I'm still suffering from nausea. Another thing that I've been having is dizzy spells when I stand up and I'm not walking and I'm just kind of standing for a while. I feel like all my blood's going down, which I guess it is, and it makes me feel quite dizzy. So I have been having some new symptoms which have not been very fun, which are cervical pain, cervix pain, don't know how I'm meant to word it, but I've been having shooting pains in my cervix, like bloody hell. And I heard this is more common with your second pregnancy. So it just feels like someone is stabbing my cervix a lot of the time, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but let's just say like certain activities like bathroom time, intercourse time bring on more cervical pain, although it's definitely not stopped me in the bedroom. That's another thing, I've definitely had an increased sex drive, which I'm not going to talk about too much just in case my mom or dad watch this, but that's definitely new. With my daughter, I was in a long distance relationship, so I didn't have intimacy the whole pregnancy, but I've definitely noticed an increased libido, for sure. And what else is there? I've already started having what I believe are Braxton Hicks contractions. I had them very early with my daughter as well, from about 12 weeks, but with this baby it seemed to start at about 9.5 weeks, but they're nothing too bad. It's just some contractions here and there. What else? I feel like my skin is starting to get a bit better finally. My hair seems to suddenly be getting thicker, which I'm happy about. And yeah, I don't know, I've been having some problems with weight. I lost quite a lot of weight when I was sick with COVID and with the vomiting, but I've started to get my appetite back, so I'm thinking that I should be able to kind of maintain for a while. I heard that it's normal to gain 0 to 4 pounds first trimester, so I'm almost out of the first trimester and I've gained nothing. Anyway, I know I'm talking very quick, going from one thing to the next, but it's because I don't trust that my phone storage isn't going to say full and then cut out on me. And another thing is that my brain is mush because I've been taking care of my daughter and it's been such a long day. I'm trying to get everything out whilst I remember it. So other things to talk about in regards to the pregnancy. Today I had my first obstetric appointment, which is very exciting. It was a 3-hour appointment. They were so efficient, took all my health and background information and did some blood work, and they even did a pelvic exam, measured my womb, and tried to hear the baby's heartbeat, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So, to give you a bit of a background story, in the past 2 weeks I was having some pain in my tummy. So I went to the hospital and they discovered that I have a subchorionic hematoma. That's a small hemorrhage outside of the uterus, which doesn't usually cause miscarriage or any problems, but they said that this explains why I was bleeding so much in the beginning of my pregnancy. So I finally got a diagnosis, and on all the ultrasounds that I had in the hospital and stuff, they found the baby's heartbeat. The baby was measuring fine. Anyway, I guess my dates were a little wrong, which is why I'm now 10 weeks instead of 11 weeks. So fast forward to today, I had my first OB appointment and everything seemed to go really well. However, the woman used a Doppler and she said she was going to look for the baby's heartbeat on top of my tummy, but she could not find the heartbeat. She did, however, hear the blood flow from the placenta very loudly, so she said that that was a positive sign that, the blood was flowing very well to the baby. And she said very often this early on, it's hard to hear the baby on a Doppler versus an ultrasound machine. So she said not to worry too much, but I know myself, I still have some anxious thoughts, and I'm like, oh my God. But I'm trying to just be calm and remember, most midwives won't even try on a Doppler until you're 16 weeks for this very reason. So, I'm not going to get myself too worked up over it. And in 3 weeks I'm having a medical ultrasound, and then in 2 weeks I'm having a private ultrasound, so I'll definitely get some reassurance at that point. And I'm really hoping I have some cute little pictures to show you of the baby. When I was in the hospital, they did briefly let me look, and the baby has arms and legs and a head already and looks so adorable. But it'll be nice to have some pictures to show you, and my partner obviously hasn't seen anything yet, so it'll be nice if he gets to see the baby too. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and then in 2 weeks they're going to do all the chromosome blood work and stuff like that, and they actually find out the gender on this. So I'm very excited that I'm going to find out the gender.